and let me share my okay. So based on our discussion, we can add these kind of validations, right? For first name, there should be some number of characters, string, uh, number of special character. Okay, not blank. Similarly for other case. So what we will do, we can ideally we should have everything at one place. Okay, everything at one place. So what we will do, we have utils file, right? And there we will create some files. What? Let me show you. So we all are maintaining this structure. We have a utils file. What we will do here, we will add some constant. Okay, constant mean it can be anything, any uh, text or any numbers which are consistent in our application. Okay, so if you say this, these are validations, and these validation can be used, or similar validation can be used on different places. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to write some code in such a way like we can uh, use those constant on different places. For that, what I will do, I will create one constant or one JavaScript variable, uh, name it as constant.
Why we write as a constant, we can write as a var.
Okay, we write here as const because we will not update this thing from any place. Okay, whatever it is, whatever thing we will be returning here, it will remain as it is. We will not update this thing from any other places. Okay, so if we update this, then it will give error. So we can have anything here. We can, what we will do, we will create a some group JSON, and there we will write all the message, like what I did. I will create validation. Okay, what validation? Username, and here we will write the message. Okay, username, we can blank blank. Okay, so we can give username cannot be blank, right? Mobile number length, mobile number should be more, or should be equal to 10 digits, right? Similar to that, whatever validation we need, we will write everything in this place, or whatever character we want to show into our website, or into our APIs, anything. This is validation. We can write something like response message. Okay, then uh, error message. Okay, okay. Okay, so this kind of thing you have to write in your constant file. Again, why we are doing this, why we are writing all the hard coded message which you are writing, it should come from this constant file. Why we are doing this? Anybody have any view in this? Why we are writing all the hard, these are the hard coded messages, right? These are, we are we are writing it whenever we are doing something, like if we are saving this user, we are sending some kind of thing, right? Whether it's successful or an errors. Okay, here we were sending the list. I am telling whatever thing you will write in any places, anything. So right now, what I pointed out, it's a three thing. One is validation, response message, error message, and any other thing like code. Okay.
We are actually segregating our validation message in one places because we don't need to write again and again.
Yeah. No, right. So we are standardizing our message, right? So if it's on one places, then what happen? If your management team says, hey, for success message, don't show this user create successful, change it to something else. What you will do, you will just change it here. You will not touch any logic, not do anything. You will just change it here, and everything will reflect automatically since you are including this file to that place, and you are sending everything from there. Okay. Sometime when a user already, I mean, there might be a case like user already exists. Okay, you have used, you are not sending any success code, or you are sending 200 success code, but uh, your UI guys will say, no, 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 I will just use this 200 success code for the success, but for duplicate or entry already exist, it should not be a 200, it should be 202. So you will just change those code from here to some other numbers, and it will work. And ideally you should work like this, like you have to separate everything, try to separate each and everything. I mean, from like what we have done, we have separated our route, right? In that place, we are doing nothing, but it give us a liberty to add or update any routes, right? It give us the liberty to add or update any new routes, or add any feature on any particular routes. Okay, so if in futures, if we are asked to do authentication for the user route, we will just add it here, and it will be affected to all these places. Okay, so to use our code, I mean, by writing at one place and make it effective on other places, we do this kind of thing. We break everything in terms of, uh, I would say, message, in terms of function, in terms of everything. Okay, same thing we will do for our messages also, like validation. We will create some functions for validations also, right? Um, we got lots of thing while discussion, right? So first, one function should be check whether it has some number of characters or not, it has string or not, it has any special character or not, or it is blank or not. So that if if there are any issue in any code and it does not work, if you will solve it, if you will correct it at one place, so it will be effective on any other places. I mean, if you have this code structure, you have to just copy those things, and everything will work perfectly. Okay, if you perfect one place. So let us add some functions here also. Okay, again, I am creating a validator constant. Okay, and creating some function. like null check, okay, or blank check. Okay, this I will pass the data, and then what I will do if okay, if I do this thing, whether it will work, like if I'm checking blank check, okay, uh, in our application, whether we if we have data, it's coming as blank, okay. So what kind of code we should write that will check everything, uh, like your data is coming as blank or not. Do you remember any validation for this to check whether your data is coming as blank or not? Anybody of you have done anything to check whether your data is blank or not?
Length equal to 0.
Length equal to 0. Uh, okay, you are doing this, right? Uh, so what will happen if data is equal to 0? What will happen then?
It will come 1. Length will come 1, I guess.
Okay, let me check. Mm, So since we are working in JavaScript, we can utilize any browser console. Okay, so if I give this, give some console dot log. Okay, checking 0 length. So ideally, what you are saying, if we are giving this, so it should go on else, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have to say anything regarding this? Like where it should go?
Yeah, I think data is a number value now. So I don't know if the dot length property would work on a number value.
Okay, let me see. Okay, it point to else. Okay, let me check one more thing. Okay, it's going on else, right? Anything else we need to give, whether this will always work, or do we need to do any other validation to check null, check blank? Yeah, anything else? Any other validation we can do to check whether the data is blank or not?
The
Undefined,
normal
check undefined.
Okay, check undefined. Let me do that testing again also. Okay, so what I do, I do not pass anything. I do not pass anything and make it as 1. Okay, So then what will happen? It give it give error. Okay. Okay.
Not defined.
It again give error, right? So what happen if you give this validation like this? If we do not pass any data here, and if we try to check the length, so it will give error. Correct? So
Yes,
this
sir.
validation, will not work, right? So what we need to do to make it more robust, first we check, type of, okay, not equal to undefined. Got it? This mean it should have, I mean, it should already been uh, defined with some value, and then we can give then not equal to 0. Okay, so then I can send true, and here I can send it to false, right? So if you do that thing and test it again, okay, okay, since I use the return, uh, but see now this error, runtime error, did not came, right? So whenever you are checking anything regarding whether it exists or not, first thing you have to check whether it already been defined or not. If it's defined, then well and good. Else, check the other property. Understandable? Now this one function I can use on multiple places, like to check a first name, to check a password, to check address whether it's coming as blank or not, or to check email ID. Okay. Second, uh, let's go to the second validation function. Second type of validation we need is whether it's a string only or whether it's a numbers only. Like for phone number, mobile number, it should be only a number. So anybody knows this? Like how can we check it's a number or it's a string? Any function of JavaScript?
Is numeric.
Okay.
Type type of
No.
type of number.
Okay. Is what I'm doing is number. Type of number. Okay. Other than this, JavaScript give a function is an. Okay. Is an. You can check here. Okay. So this JavaScript method I used to check whether we are providing any numbers or not. Okay. If we check this thing, so this NN mean not a number. Okay. So if we give uh, not a number, then it will mean if we give a string, then it will return what, if you give a number, then it return false. If you give a string, then it will return true. So in order to check whether um, we are sending a number or a string, then we can add this validation. Okay, is not a number, is none. So what I will do, I will just check here like this data. Okay, so it will return true if it is a string. If it will return false if it's a okay. So see within this line of code now next time if we develop any other schema or any other validation, we don't have to write this validations again, right? To check whether it's a string or not, whether it's a uh, blank or not. We already created one function in validation, and then we can utilize this function again and again. uh, and then if we find any issue in our code, we just have to change it at one places, right? And with this place with this change, our code will be bug free, or this change mm, will be effective to other places also, since we are uh, using, I would say, MVC pattern, or we are using a pattern where we are separating each and every functionality uh, and use it in, mean, in such a way that every message or everything will come from one centralized place, right? So we have checked these two things. Now, regarding third and fourth thing, now what we need to check is the number of characters, right? So how can we do that thing to check a number of characters or how many characters it has? Do you know any JavaScript function which check number of character?
Uh, I think we can use len function. I think.
Okay, let us see whether that will work or not. Okay, you are telling length, right? If we can give something, so it should be data and length, right? So we can write something like this: if data dot okay, or what I will do, I will make two things. One is max character length. I know this thing. Uh, okay. Now, if we see some length are coming, we can max and max. Sorry. Okay. Then password. Password max. Now you are able to relate everything, right? I mean, why we are doing this and why. Okay. And last is mobile number length. Yeah. And if I go to validation, this return true. And I will do one more validation only. Okay. And then I will ask you all to do rest of those. Okay. Now what I have done, the last validation which I will do here is email pattern length. Okay. So do anybody knows like what kind of pattern should an email ID contain? Or by saying this, we can say that it's a valid email ID
Name @
at the rate. Anything else?
And .com, nah, .com is all email.
Domain. Email domain. .com.
No.
.in.
Okay. It's mean we our email ID should consist some character, right? Some name, some characters. Then it should contain at the rate. It should contain dot.
Yes, yes.
These three are the basic thing which we need. So for those kind of thing where we are checking some pattern, we will use regex or regex. Okay,
Yeah.
for any pattern checking. So for that you can simply email validation JavaScript regex. Okay, just just check any regex and then you can give it. So see this this regex contain like this is saying it should contain a character, may contain a digits, okay, and any one of these characters, right, at the rate blah blah blah. For example, these are the valid email ID, and these are not valid email ID. Why it is not valid email ID? See this because it does not contain at the rate in it, okay, and then this my stem at the rate dot. See it start with the dot, okay, it should not start with the dot. This kind of validation have been applied to this regex. So we can use this regex if you want, and if we have any issue with this regex, then we can simply change it. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm just uh, copy the regex from there and then adding here. Now we have done a good number of validation function. So what I am expecting from you all also, like whenever you will be creating any operations, anything, first create a function, create a validation function, okay, for that, and then start your coding. Because what it will give you, it will help you uh, to make your code in such a way, like if you face any issue for any particular type of thing, you can easily change at one place, and that will work on every place. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Uh, if it rejects this, okay, okay, just let me know. Sorry, I had copied the wrong thing. Just let me just copy it. Okay, now we will do. Now we will add our validation in our APIs which we have developed. Okay, let me see everything works or not, and then I will use it. Okay, since we will use this function from different places. So what I will do, I will export it. Module dot export my validation. Similarly, I think I haven't exported the constant also, right? Why we are doing this? Anybody can answer this?
So that we can use this module anywhere in the other page, other
Okay,
modules.
correct, correct. Okay.
Locally, we can use it.
No, no, unless we do export, we cannot use this page or this module or this function from other places. Okay. Okay. Now we will modify our code. Okay. We have server. See, nothing is there in our server. We don't need to do anything in our server. Similarly, in router, yeah, we can first validate everything in our router, and then before going to the controller, we will do that thing. So we can start in our controller also. No worry. Uh, so then our code goes to this router. We will not do anything inside our router. Let it go to our controller, and then here we will do the validations. Okay. For this, different people can use different approach. Like you can create a custom function which use these functions. Okay, which use the main function. That would be better. So what I will do, or you can simply write everything here. Mhm. Okay. So in order to use those constant and those what to say, those validation function, we have to include everything here. Okay. Const const constant equal to c small. Okay. One thing, if you are writing any constant kind of a thing, okay, I try to give it name in capital. Okay. Okay. So this is my constant. And again, for this validation, if we check everything one by one here, this code will become lengthier one. Okay. So what I will do, I will create a function here in our utils, which will check the validation. Okay, so what I will do, I will create, okay, utilize this page to create a function which will check the validation. Okay, so not user validation. Okay, and here we will check validation and return true or false. Okay, check all validation and return true or false. Got it? What I am doing, I am just returning true here. Export module dot export. Everyone are with me? Whatever thing I am doing, everyone. Everyone able to understand till here? Anybody have any question here? Let me see. Anybody have any question here? Till here?
Last thing,
Why I have?
last thing,
Yes.
last thing what you did actually, I understood that you have created
Hmm.
some validation message. Okay, later you
Right.
actually create some validation rule, and now what you are
Yes.
doing?
Yeah. I mean, see, if you check this, if you go to the controller, and so we have to apply multiple rule, right? So whenever you see anything like this where you have to do a multiple thing from one place, it's better to cut that thing and make a function. So here what I am doing here, we will call one function and do validation from there. Okay, so for that we are creating one function. We are creating a user validation function. Okay, here we will check data and everything. Okay, and then we will do the further process. Okay, got it? Let's,
Okay, sir.
yeah. So in order to use this function, I mean, I will develop this function also, but for now we are just sending through. Okay, so we have to include this utils in our controller. So what we are doing, const common function equal to require. If you will do this thing, okay, do a proper validation, do a proper code structure, then you will never have any issue in any coding. It's not with Node.js, it's with any other coding. I mean, you do any coding, but you have to do this. You have to follow these steps. A good code structure. I mean, if you a good division of the functionality and a good validation. If you have these three things in any language, whether it's a front end, back end, or anything, you will never face any issue in your life, in your coding life. Okay. So what I am doing, I am common function dot user validate. Okay. What I am telling here, if this thing re- uh, send me true, okay, okay, let's take a break for 5 minutes. Okay, then we can restart.
Okay, sir.